Former Trump attorney Christina Bobb. All right, Christina, every one of these judges we looked into today does not seem to be even slightly leaning right.
Nope. You make a very compelling case for why we need to impeach some federal judges. I mean, the unethical conduct that we've seen coming from the bench kind of across the board, not just federal judges, but state judges as well. It's quite stifling. And I'm not saying we have to go after all of them, and I'm not, trying to go out on a hunt or anything, but they feel like they can act with impunity and that there's nothing that anybody can do to hold them accountable for their actions, and that's not true. And right now, Republicans have a majority in both the House and Senate, and they have the ability to impeach some of these judges. Now, whether they have the backbone to do it remains to be seen, but somebody needs to hold these judges accountable.
Well, that's kind of my problem. And it was interesting, despite all these orders, Elon's still going after it. Now, Musk joined Trump in the Oval Office today, and he said something that is one of the most profound things said out of that office. Roll it.
You can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at this, if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, currently more power than any elected representative.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the bureaucracy, and I saw this when I was in with Trump in the first term, where Trump would literally say, do this, and then people would be like, yeah, whatever, we're not doing that. And they just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that is the story of the Trump administration, unfortunately. And we're seeing something different. Well, fortunately, we're seeing something different this term. And Elon Musk and his team, they're going out and they're doing exactly what Donald Trump once done. And I think that's what's freaking everybody out. Now, the fact that we had to get a court order, or Donald Trump's team had to get a court order saying that the cabinet member, the Secretary of the Treasury, is allowed to access Treasury information.
His own data.
Yes, like we needed a court order to say that. I mean, that's how crazy they've gone. They're so afraid to allow anybody associated with Donald Trump to see what they're up to, because what they're up to is not good, which is why the American people have responded the way they have. So there's a lot of chaos, a lot of kicking and screaming. We're going to see a lot more court cases. At the end of the day, I do think it ends up at the Supreme Court, and it's all going to get, calmed down. But they're gonna fight the whole way for sure. No,
I sure hope they. And you know what, Republicans, I hope they're taking notes right now. I mean, we always snatch defeat from the jaws of victory somehow in the House every single time. But listen to what Jamie Raskin had to say about Elon.
The idea that a guy who would not even be constitutionally eligible to run for president is acting as president, a guy who, if he were president, would be impeached immediately because he's taking billions of dollars in foreign government emoluments from all over the world. And some people have actually been talking about impeaching President Elon Musk right now, on the theory that he's usurped the powers of the presidency. So
this guy's such a loon.
It never ceases to amaze me the amount of mental gymnastics Democrats go through to try to make their point. They want to impeach someone who's not the president for doing something that they weren't doing at the direction of the actual. I mean, you go round and round and round, and it's just bananas. I mean, Elon Musk is an advisor to the president. He's in a role assigned by the president, and there's nothing they can do about it, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The other thing, too, is you remember when Engoron ruled that Mar-a-Lago was only worth $18 million? Do you remember that? This is awesome.
I do remember that.
Yeah, okay, so everybody was like, this is insane. That's not what. So the property, vacant property next door, which is a much smaller plot of land, selling for $200 million right next door, smaller plot of land, totally undeveloped.
Well, but Carl, you're not taking into account the time value of money, and you have to carry the one, and maybe
Silly me.
I mean, there's no excuse for it. I mean, I'm joking because there's nothing else we can do about it. It is absolutely ridiculous that they would say Mar-a-Lago is only worth $18 million, and then they'd put him on trial for it. So that's all going to get cleared up as well. Unfortunately, it takes a few years to get through that process, but. I mean, they're falling apart at the seams because their lies are just becoming more and more transparent.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.